This is the installation instructions for the Trialsolutions Dream Throttle. So this is how you receive it with your cams and one cam installed already, and then you'll either have your bar end zero drag bearing kit or your internal style zero drag bearing kit. Let's start by removing the cable cover. Pull the cable to release the tension, undo the 2 bolts securing this on, slide it off. So first thing we're going to do is disassemble this using a 4mm Allen key. Before we put it onto the bike is install the zero drag kit. First you're going to pull these 2 apart. This is your insert for the handlebar, your expander. And you're going to slide this in. Then you want to push this all the way in, and while holding it, tighten the 4mm Allen key. And then this is the internal bearing bar end assembly. What we need to do is take the supplied assembly tool and put the 2 together until it sits flush with the top. Then we can unthread the bar end and take it out. Leave this together and leave it upright so it doesn't fall out. Take a 6mm Allen key. We're going to push it into the end here, and it's a tight fit on purpose until it's wedged on. Okay, take our throttle tube over the top until it sits. So to install the internal style bar end, 4mm Allen key in your internal bar end and tighten it up until it's snug. This is the point to fit your grip. So to install the external type bar end, so we're just using this pick to make a hole in the center, put the supplied grip washer over, install the grip, take your grip install with the bearings, end cap and nut already installed. Same as before, place this over, take your bar end with screw, put it through the hole you just made. Yeah, push the bar end screw into the throttle tube until you feel it engage on the thread, and then tighten until it's snug. So when you're ready to install the throttle onto the bike, remove the top plate, pulley wheel with the small hole down, and then the black washer on top. Now at this point, if you want to change the cam you're gonna try, this is when to do it. Grab these 2 ends of the cam, pop it off, choose your cam of choice, put these together, line up the hexes, snap it on until it's sitting flush with this aluminum ring. Grab the bottom part of the throttle assembly. You can see the cross bolt here, which acts as the throttle stop. That lines up with the tail on the cam. So you want to assemble these together. You can feel the stop, if that's in the right position. The next thing you want to grab is the gasket. Place that on. Grab a screw and place it on top, and just loosely thread it in a couple of turns. Grab your second screw, loosely thread it in. Now it's ready to install onto the bike. There's just some extra movement in the cable. Slide it over, you'll feel the bearings engage into the end. With the screw at the front, you can see it's marked no gap. We want to thread this until it's snug. Tighten this screw, the second screw where it says gap, again until it's snug, but the throttle can still move. The next thing we want to do is to set the play of the throttle. First, push it all the way towards the inside of the bike until it stops. And you want to move it back towards outside of the bike about 1 millimeter. About 1 millimeter of play here. Proceed to fully tighten this one. And then with the front one, it's different for everybody, but generally you want it to be able to move so that if you crash, it moves rather than breaks. Check that this is still moving freely with no resistance. First, put the ball end so it hooks into the cam. Push the cable onto the roller. The correct setting is to have some free play in the cable. So loosen this or tighten it until you get to the point, just a little bit of free play. Once you're there, you can tighten up the cable. With the cover open, test the throttle. Check that it feels free and smooth and that the cable isn't getting caught anywhere. Your top cap, thread this in, install your cable cover. That's you. So you can also use the stock domino throttle tube with our throttle. So just grab the tube lower piece, assemble them together, assemble the top, take your 2 screws and loosely tighten them in. Tighten the no gap, and then with the gap screw. And then what we want to do is move the throttle along so we have minimal play. We want to move the whole body in, and again, just so you have about 1 millimeter of play here. Tighten the no gap screw to 4 to 6 Newton meters with your torque wrench, and then tighten the gap one until you've eliminated movement. Connect the cable up around the pulley, test the throttle, the cover, and the cable protector.